BullTradersPro.com, AI Trading Tools. Chart number 1. Setting levels.
As discussed in the earlier presentation, we utilize 3 charts to gather essential information and make informed decisions before initiating a trade. Specifically, we employ the level setting chart, bias chart, and entry point chart as our primary tools. Despite the apparent complexity of this process, it is relatively straightforward and becomes increasingly clear upon completion. Firstly, let's assess the level setting chart, which allows comprehensive analysis of price point fluctuations and facilitates the establishment of appropriate levels. As previously mentioned, the price levels that we plot operates like a magnetic force that attracts prices towards predetermined levels. By capitalizing on asset trading patterns, we can achieve the desired profit margins. Before moving on, please pause this video and import the following algorithms, and add them to your chart. Now, let us identify the algorithms incorporated within this chart. The first thing that we should note is that this is a 5-minute chart, and we should always make the settings for this chart reflect today only. Follow these steps to make your chart look like ours. We also want to use the monkey bars, instead of the normal candles. Follow these steps to make your chart look like ours. The first study that we'll look at is the only algorithm on this chart that is not a part of our artificial intelligence tools, and this is the scalper arrows. We only use this study to give additional confirmation on market direction. Follow these steps to make your chart look like ours. The next study that we will add to this chart is our breakout algorithm. We use this algorithm to determine when price breaks through a price level, giving confirmation of price direction. Follow these steps to make your chart look like ours. The next AI tool that you will add to this chart is our wave cycle algorithm. This algorithm shows support and resistance levels. Notice how accurate this algorithm is on this chart. We should also note that support and resistance levels can be broken, however, this is a great source of information in terms of where these levels are. Follow these steps to make your chart look like ours. At this stage, your 5-minute level setting chart should resemble ours. The purpose of this chart is to serve as a case study, showcasing real-life trading scenarios that you can utilize in your own trading activities. Once you have understood the functionality of all 3 charts used together, you will confidently navigate through this process. Let's begin by assessing and identifying any fluctuations in price, particularly after long, consistent patterns such as the one identified when the green line turned red here, giving you this long continuous red line, or when the red line turned green here, giving you this long continuous green line. Now, given the current price positioning, let's begin by selecting the price level from our active tools. Plot our first line at the price adjustment at 9:25, when line turned green, followed by another line at 9:45, when the line turned red. Again, you would have placed another price level here at 9:50 a.m. And now notice what happened at 10 o'clock. We see that it not only broke the $395.78 support, but the breakout algorithm as well. Now we can expect that price will trade down to $394.61. Now before we see how things play out, and if it actually traded down to that level, let's build out our bias chart. Before we move on, let's be clear in terms of why we anticipate that price should go down to $394.61. The reason we anticipate this, is because as we look at this green line, we see nothing in the way in terms of sellers. So we anticipate that selling should continue until it reaches the price point of $394.61. This is why it's so important that you look for those nice long red, or green lines, and then plot your breakout points. Again, as we look at this breakout here at $395.78, we see that price pulled up above it, created an elbow, that is, the line turned red, and broke support of $395.08. So we know again, price should drive its way down to $394.61. Again, this is why we look at this chart first, so that we can set our price levels and act accordingly. Now let's move on to our bias chart.